Hello students, welcome back, and here I am with my next video on the topic of electricity for class 10. The main topic to be dealt in this video is heating effect of electric current. Now if I recall what we studied earlier, we know that electricity or electric current, the electric current refers to the flow of charges, and we also studied that to make the charges flow we require a potential difference, or which is taken as voltage or written in volts. For the flow of charges a potential difference is required, and this potential difference is provided from cell or battery, or it is provided from the powerhouse stations, that is the electricity which comes to our houses. This is provided by powerhouse stations. Now to maintain this potential difference, the cell or the battery have to spend their energy in the form of chemicals, or electricity from the powerhouse stations maintain this potential difference which spends certain amount of energy for which we pay the bill. Therefore, for electric current to flow or to maintain electric current, in order to maintain electric current, what has to be used? Some form of energy has to be used. Like cell and battery, they use the chemical energy. So some form of energy has to be used to maintain the electric current. So whatever energy we are supplying is being utilized in the flow of electric current, and therefore we get a continuous uninterrupted flow of current. One more thing children, you must have noticed, suppose a fan is working. Suppose we use a mixer for some time, we have observed that the machinery which we are using becomes hot after use for some time. We use a blender, it becomes hot. We use a fan, it becomes hot. When we are using the bulb, it gives us light, and along with it lots of heat is also produced. It becomes very hot. It means whatever energy is supplied is not only being used in maintaining the electric current, but some of it also goes in the form of heat. So from where is the heat of the appliances coming? It is coming from the energy which is being supplied to it. But when we require electric current, this heat becomes a waste. For example, if I am working on a mixer for some time, I want that mixer to rotate. My requirement is rotation of the blades of the mixer, and heating is not a wanted phenomena in this particular case. Similarly, heating of the fan is not required. Okay, heating of the bulb is required because when the filament heats up, then only it produces the light. But in some of the cases, heat is not required. In those cases, the heat energy is produced because of the supply of electricity and is not required. But in some places, this heat energy has been put into use, or when the electric energy is supplied, we get electric current for the flow of electrons, and we also get heat. This production of heat during the supply of energy is referred to as a phenomena called heating effect of electric current. So here we are introduced to the phenomena of heating effect of electric current, which is produced due to the supply of electrical energy, which produces current and heat. Now this heat sometimes is not required, but in many cases this heating effect has been put into extremely useful things. I'll give you example, and yes, you will say yes. For example, the very first thing if we take is a geyser. Geyser uses electrical energy, and in that electrical energy, what is the main component required is heat. So this heating effect of electric current has been put to use in geysers, which helps in the heating of the water. Then we have the electric iron, the press. Electric iron also irons the clothes because it gets heated up. So here also we are using the heating effect of electric current. Then electric bulb. Electric heaters, room heaters which we use during the winter season. There we are using it for the heat. So therefore this production of heat has been put to use in a number of appliances. Now this heat, how is it produced? This is produced because we use a high resistance wire in such cases. What are we using? We are using high resistance components, because when we use high resistance components, we know that higher resistance stops the flow of current, and when the flow of current is stopped, all that energy which is not flowing gets converted into heat and we get the desired heating effect. This is clear? Now we will recall one formula which we did in the start of the chapter. So let this go. I hope all this is clear. So we will proceed with the next part. We are trying to reach the Joule's law of heating. One very important topic over here related with heating effect of electric current is Joule's law of heating. Now I am leading you towards Joule's law of heating. Okay. So now let us consider that we have a resistor R. We have a resistor R, and through this resistor, say a current I is flowing with the help of potential difference V, and the charges flowing are Q in the time T. If you recall a formula, we have done the formula that V is equal to W upon Q, where V is the potential difference, W is the work done, and Q is the charge in Coulomb. So from here we can get W is equal to VQ, where W is the work done. We studied in class 9 about work done, and we know that work done and energy are the same. So whenever charges flow with a certain potential difference, work is done or energy is produced. This is W is equal to V upon W is equal to V into Q. We have also done one more formula, that I is equal to Q upon T. This formula also we had done. Alright. So if I have work done is equal to V upon Q, we know that power is equal to work done per unit time, because we are here concerned with the power consumed. Power is equal to work done per unit time. Now the power consumed will be, this is the work done, VQ upon time, because work done per unit time. Now from here I know Q upon T is I, so I will replace Q upon T by I. Power is equal to V into I. So we get a formula from here. Let me lead you to this place. We get P is equal to VI. If electric power consumed is asked, we can use this formula. But generally when we get electricity bills, it is on the energy, how much energy is used. So we know that the energy produced, and here the energy is produced in the form of heat. So we will write H for that. And energy is equal to power into time. So this is my power, VI into time in seconds. So heat energy will be equal to VIT. Now from Ohm's law, we know V is equal to IR. Therefore, we will replace this V by IR. I get H is equal to IR into IT. H is equal to I square RT. This particular expression is referred to as the expression for Joule's law of heating. Joule's law of heating. And this can be stated as, if it is asked defines Joule's law of heating, we say that according to the Joule's law of heating, the heat energy consumed is directly proportional to the square of current. The heat energy produced is directly proportional to the resistance, and the heat energy produced is directly proportional to the time for which the appliance is working. So this entire thing can be taken for Joule's law of heating. This formula also finds application in numericals at your level, and therefore we can use this formula. And sometimes if potential difference etc. is given to us, we first use the Ohm's law to find I and R, and then we can apply it in this formula, or we can use this one also. Because this is also formula for heat energy, this is also formula for heat energy, both are same. But particularly Joule's law of heating has this expression H is equal to I square RT. Now we'll take one or two numericals on this quickly. So I'll take the first numerical here. This derivation is important, children. You have to learn this up. Oh, you can practice, because you know practice makes a man perfect. The more you practice, the things become so casual for you that spontaneously they come back to your mind. So when you are studying, study with good focus, and when you are enjoying, then at that time forget about all this and enjoy yourself. But while studying, be focused and you will get better results. Okay. Now suppose I have a question, a numerical I am taking. Suppose I have a numerical that 100 joule of heat is produced each second in a 4 ohm resistor. We have to find the potential difference. Okay, one question I will take this, then I will take one more question. I have give over here heat is equal to 100 joule. I told you each time you have to record like this. Time is equal to 1 second and resistance is equal to 4 ohm, and we have to find the potential difference, that is V. Alright. Now here I have these two formulas. Let me start with this. First I will find current, and then using Ohm's law I can find V. So I use the formula H is equal to I square RT to find I. H is how much? 100 is equal to I square into 4, and time is 1 second into 1. So I get 100 is equal to I square into 4. I square is equal to 100 upon 4, which gives me 25. So I becomes root of 25, which is equal to 5 ampere. Now I have got the current as 5 ampere. I know the resistance. I have to find the voltage or the potential difference. Now using Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. I get 5 into 4 is equal to 20 volt. This is how we use this formula of Joule's law of heating. One more question I will take. Okay. One more I will take so that you can understand better still. You do practice some questions from your book, and in case you have a problem, I will be happy to help you through the comment section. You can also send me your solutions. I will let you know whether they are right or wrong in the comment section. Okay, next question is, let this be the first one and let me take one more. Now the next question is that an electric iron has a resistance of 20 ohm and a current of 5 ampere is flowing through this source for say 1 minute. Okay, I have to find the heat energy produced. So this is my question mark. Time is 1 minute. Now children, I keep on repeating that whenever we record the information, my first step is to check whether it is in the SI unit or not. So these are both in SI unit, but time is not in SI unit. So I will convert it to SI unit. It becomes 60 seconds. So the heat produced here will be H is equal to I square RT using the formula of Joule's law of heating. H is equal to I is 5 square into R is 20 and time is 60. 5 into 5, 25 into 20 into 60, which gives me 500 into 60, which is equal to 30,000 joule. So this is the heat energy consumed by this particular electrical appliance or produced by this electrical appliance. I hope you enjoyed understanding these numericals. If you have subscribed, continue studying, and if not, please subscribe to my channel for my new uploads and easy access to the work which I am giving you for your help. Thank you. Be happy.